Morning, people. It is game 8 of the Dickwella-Broad Trophy, and it's the WOS Shorties versus Ginger Dreadmen. We have Grubby versus Tim. Good morning, Grubby.
Morning, Bear. How the devil are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
And morning, Tim. I'm looking forward to another splendidly played, well-mannered game in this tremendous tournament, which is gathering such momentum. And hello, Jules. How are you?
Hello. How's everyone doing?
Very, very well.
Good.
Thank you.
Good.
Do you want to introduce?
Should we do some team news? Do you want to do your team, Tim?
Yeah, sure. So, looking back at the tournament so far, we've had a right pasting the first game, and what was a lucky escape last game with anyone who watched may remember the multiple no balls that Knackle unfortunately suffered. I think it was 15 no balls or something like that.
It was an awful lot.
It was an awful lot. It was an awful lot. Anyway, so we've tried to change it up. We're going to give everyone a go. So in comes Chris Rogers for Martin Guptill. Martin Guptill's been a bit off colour, taken a few catches, but scored bugger all runs. So in comes Chris Rogers. You might not think this is his format of the game, but you know he's a good solid batsman. So we'll see how it goes. Kevin O'Brien comes back into the side, partly because we just like his jingle. Paul Collingwood returns, and it's a first appearance in the tournament for specialist fielder, which is exactly what you need when you're looking for runs. Jonty Rhodes.
Well, I can echo some of your New Zealand unfavouring, because Martin Crowe's had a right torrid time for the WOS Shaughnessy 11 in this tournament. He was stripped of the captaincy early doors. That was given to Saurav Ganguly, who remains in place. He's been messed about a little bit, dropped down the order. He's been in his captain's ear. He's not been a happy boy, and he's actually been dropped today. And Ravi Bapara comes in to number 3, which means that Jack Callis drops down to number 4. I think that's a much more balanced batting order. I think Callis too high at 3. And that gambit has not really paid off in the early stages of this tournament, because he had 2 golden ducks in a row, did Callis. So I think he's happier at 4. But Parra comes in at 3, and dear old Martin Crowe is weeping in his nest. But apart from that, we're unchanged.
Sorry, I'm doing technical stuff in the background. Can you carry on talking? Yes,
of course. Well, I'm looking forward to this, Tim. I was doing a bit of research on your bowling attack. Lloyd Pope, of course, the gingerest of them all.
He is the king of the gingers, apart from Ed Sheeran, but we don't mention him because his music's awful.
Yeah, although he is an Ipswich Town fan, though.
Oh, fair enough, you know.
Yeah, he's from that neck of the woods.
Certainly explains the ginger hair, if you know what I mean.
We won't go there. We won't do that joke about you're allowed to play football with members of your family the other week.
Absolutely.
Some bright spark said Ipswich Norwich kicks off at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, let's just say in Ipswich it's always a recession. Genetically, anyway.
It's like slightly going back in time when you go to Ipswich, but anyway, we're not here to talk about that. Lloyd Pope. I was talking about Lloyd Pope, who. He took 8 for 33 in an under-19 game against England, the leg spinner, didn't he? And he's got that amazing shock of almost bright red hair.
Absolutely. He's quite good in the vociferous appealing stakes as well, which makes him ideal for this tournament.
Well, there's plenty of that going on, and as you alluded to earlier on, we've had an endemic, really, a pandemic, can we call it, of no balls. Yeah, the no ball pandemic. No one's close to finding a vaccine for that yet.
Well, we seem to be. It has to be said, in terms of that, we're well over statistical average in the last game. But hey ho, that's the way it goes. My fat little fingers seem to be quite good at rolling no balls, which is quite annoying sometimes. But hey ho, shall we have the toss?
Let's do the toss then. Good luck, Tim.
Good luck, Kirby. Good luck.
Who's calling?
You call.
Oh, that's a bit dodgy. Heads it is, though.
Start as we mean to go on.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell you what, you can have a dig first, Grubby.
Oh, marvellous. Thank you very much.
I've
enjoyed batting first in this tournament.
Put the declaration pressure on you.
I'll be yes. Well, I've declared in both my games so far, and I'll be looking to make it a hat-trick of declarations.
Excellent.
Sailing through this tournament in thoroughly arrogant fashion. We've got the Slaphead Army are there in full effect. The Weave O'Shaughnessy super fans, comprising, as they do, of Right Said Fred, the Mitchell brothers, Skin from Skunk Anansie, and Sinead O'Connor, amongst others. They're in there. They just cracked open the first side of the morning, and they'll be looking forward to another rip-roaring game.
Who's opening?
It's going to be Graham Gooch and Brenda Saywag.
Why change a winning combination?
Why change a winning combo?
And opening up the bowling, we'll have sexual chocolate himself, Ryan Sidebottom.
Okay, right. So let's have some jingles. We're going to have Saywag this morning.
You have been personally selected to witness this once-in-a-lifetime, breathtaking bomb-ass event. Live and in person, right here, right now. Without further ado, please welcome the dynamic and explosive Dark Carnival superstar attraction himself. This is
Virendra Sehwag.
Bowling is this man. He's a bit quiet then.
Even more than you did before. But Ryan, what did you do? I know that you can stand your failed spacious glare. Ryan Sidebottom.
Lovely.
Oh. Whoever did that jingle had a little bit of trouble with which key to do it in, I think. It's lovely, though.
Indeed. Are we ready to start the game?
We are. Good luck, Grubby.
Who's
Good luck,
facing up to
sir.
the first
Good
ball, by the way?
It's Gucci.
Gucci. And second. Okay.
So, yeah, Sidebottom with his Roger Daltrey locks, circa 1973.
Are you ready?
I think he's a dead ringer, I think, for Roger Daltrey, Ryan Sidebottom. One of the younger viewers there again. Here he comes, left arm over.
What's that?
A
I
3.
can't see anything.
A 3. Some sun in
It's a 3.
the commentary box here.
Been quite a lot of you might have to help me out here because I'm on a phone and I can't see everything. So anyway, Gooch tucks it down to long leg. Who's that running around to do the fielding to your lot? It is. I think it's Sean Pollock, Richie Cunningham himself. Yeah, he wangs it in, but he can't prevent them coming back for a third run. So we're off and running. The Weavos. They're under Saywag on strike. What's happened there? Can't see the screen.
6.
The massive 6.
Oh well, he's down on one knee and he swept Sidebottom. What an arrogant shot to start with there from Viru. Tremendous stuff. Now, he got lucky there. He's got a big thick edge that's gone between second and third slip, and it's raced away to the third man boundary. It careers into the rope now for a 4.
It's Nissan She. It's Nissan She.
Pretty streaky. Sidebottom giving out there, hurling abuse down the track. This time he's onto the front foot and easing it beautifully through extra cover. That's a much more certain and secure shot. And it races away to the cover boundary.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Sidebottom's ticking now. In he comes again, and Saywag just nudges this into the leg side. They trot through for a single.
Last ball of the over.
Here he comes. Sidebottom's already worked up a bit of a sweat.
Oh.
And again, a bit streaky, thick outside edge, and it's fielded down at third man. They come back to 2. Tim is flipping a cricket ball between his hands there, perhaps channeling Lloyd Pope, who we'll probably see in the attack fairly soon. And that is the end of the over. And what is the score? We've raced away again.
The score is 20 of the first over. Saywag's on 15 of 4, and Gooch is 5 of 2.
Bit of a stodgy start. I think we had 27 after the first over last time. So come on, lads,
It's
get
slipping.
a move on.
Absolutely. Well, here's a man who'll sort this out. He doesn't take no shit. Sean Pollock.
Sean, strike rate round 50. Sean, you're almost 50.
Yep, Cape Town's answer to Richie Cunningham with his metronomic bowling action into the crease now. Legs are pumping, elbows are thrusting, and I think he's just been turned into the leg side, a vacant mid-wicket area there. We don't like to see it, but Gooch.
We hate the vacant mid-wicket, Grubby.
So Sehwag it is who's on strike. A beautiful on drive, this time leaning on it. It's running the way towards that boundary. It's not quite going to make it there as... who's after it? Paul Collingwood is after that one. He flings it in, and they come back for 3. So, Gucci on strike again, and gets a short and wide one and hammers this through point off the back foot. Beautiful cut there. No one's catching that. It's 4 runs. Pollock. Oh, a big shout here. Is it going to be the first wicket? Graham Gooch looking worried. And he might be. He's been bowled, has he? Can't see the screen.
He's been bowled.
He's been bowled. I couldn't see the screen. Gooch was clearly looking elsewhere when that happened. He's not going to replicate his 94 from 22 from the previous game, and he is gone. And as he walks off, I'll just let you know once again that when I googled Gooch hair, which I was trying to get some information about his weave.
It's actually Sehwag that's out.
Oh, sorry. Oh well.
Well, save the fact up for later. You can get out next ball if you like. That'd be fine as well.
Sehwag is gone. Beg your pardon. Very, very obstructed view from our commentary position here today. Where are we playing the game, by the way? I don't even know where we are.
We're always at Trent Bridge, Grubby.
Trent Bridge. Oh, the best ground in the world.
Absolutely.
Well,
not sure about
best ground in the world, but unfortunately difficult to see from up here. But Sehwag has gone, and that means that making his first appearance in the tournament and striding to the crease purposefully is Ravi Bopara.
Oh, God. I have to go and find his jingle.
Just to say that Sehwag scored, I think, 20 off 6 balls, quite an explosive innings. He had a strike rate of 333. There you go. Highest strike rate I've ever scored.
A number very close to Graham Gooch's heart as well.
I think we've had the fastest ever 50 in any format in this game so far during this tournament, Jules, already. And we had a ton in how many balls the other day? 27 or something? It's a quick scoring game.
Andrew Dodd did a 27 ball 100. That was good.
Yeah. I found a jingle for Ravi Bop. Here we go.
Well, Ravi Bopara, he's a batter, like Ian Bell, but delicate. Ravi Bopara, he's a batter, like Owe Shah, but a little bit better. Ravi Bopara, he's a batter and a useful medium pace bowler to have in a limited overs game.
Ravi Bopara.
Indeed. We do like Ravi Bop.
Looking pristine in his freshly pressed whites here. Ravi Bopara, he takes strike. Someone's going to have to tell me what's happened.
2.
Can't see the screen. Yeah, he's just nudged it wide of mid on there, and they come through for a comfortable 2. So Ravi Bop makes his entrance into the Dickwella-Broad Owzat tournament. He's making a contribution for the WOS O'Shaughnessy team.
3.
Yeah, a bit edgy that time. Down to third man once more. Wide is the fielder down there. Runs round, does the fielding. And they are back.
That's the end of the over.
Third. End of the over.
Oof.
Wow, it's all happening.
So after 2 overs, it's 33 for 1. And Pollock has, in his first over, 1 wicket for 13 runs.
Nice.
Oh, he's made the breakthrough. Made the breakthrough for his team there. Yeah, so I googled Gooch hair to try and get some information on his weave. And the first thing that came up was how to manscape your perineum, because in certain circles that's what Gooch means apparently. There we are.
Well, there you go.
Every day's a school day.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it going to be
Side
bottom again?
Sideshow Bob's back for a bit more.
Okie dokie.
Here he comes. His curls bouncing in the breeze. He's over the wicket, left arm over, and this one is beautiful straight drive from. It is Gooch, isn't it again?
Yep.
Bapara.
And
Bapara.
Oh, it's Bapara. Of course it is. They got 3. He took the strike there. He just leant on that one beautifully straight back through the bowler, and it's into the boundary rope now.
2 + 2 is no man. 2 + 2 is no man.
Twiddling his bat, Alex Stewart like Bapara. A couple of taps on the crease.
Ooh.
And another big appeal here. It's time from side bottom.
What's that?
That is, they still haven't made the decision. He's gone upstairs.
Yeah, the third umpire.
Oh! It's one of those again.
We just can't stop this spate of no balls happening in this tournament.
It's like the last game all over again.
Questions have been asked.
You were over the line. That's a foul.
Certainly smells fishy, this tournament.
It's not fishy.
Bookmaker involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we can read anything into this, but Mohammed Amir is on the committee that's been reviewing these no balls, and so far nothing has been done.
Along with Joel Wilson, fresh off his trip to Durham, to get his eyesight sorted.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Yes.
He needs to go to Barnard Castle, doesn't he? Jesus.
Now, who are the umpires today? We always carry Daryl Hare around with us. Does Gingerbread Men have a special umpire you brought to today's game, Tim?
No, I'm struggling to think of any red-headed umpires. No,
Neil Mallender, he's a bit strawberry.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, he'll do. Yeah.
So Mallender and Hare sounds a bit like a Reeves and Mortimer sketch, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, a life for Ravi Bop.
So close. 4.
What's happened there?
4.
Bit of a streaky one, was it? He's flashed at that one. Not quite where he wanted it to. He goes backward a square. But even Jonty Rhodes at backward point can't chase that one down. It's into the rope, as we have spoken. Side bottom not happy with that. Feels that he could have had his man there. But in fact, there was no chance. It sailed over Jonty Rhodes' head, thick outside edge. And this one is just tucked into the leg side once more. They failed to plug that mid-wicket gap. They're through for a single, and the bear goes mental.
It's Gooch on strike.
Gucci's in peril. He's in trouble.
So unlucky.
Has happened?
It's not out.
It's not out. Well,
it must have been pitching outside leg or hit him outside off, whichever.
Many shaking heads there. The Wevo umpire, Daryl Hare, gives it not out. But replays show that it did pitch a good few inches outside the leg stump. You've really got to be straightening it, pitching it on the stumps and straightening it if you want to get LBWs from left arm over. And Gooch takes full toll of that reprieve that he's had. He's dancing down the wicket to side bottom. No respect to this medium fast pacer. Smacks him back over his head for a maximum. Gucci upright in his stance, waiting for side bottom to come in. Do you want some more? He does want some more. He threads it through between extra cover and mid off. Not quite timed that one, and they are going to come back for 2 as it's hurled in.
End of the over.
Kevin O'Brien that time.
And that's 3 overs gone. 51 for 1. That brought up the half century.
So another good start here from the Wevo Shaughnessy. They've been in blistering form with the bat in this tournament, and the All Essex partnership of Gooch and Bapara are putting the Ginger Dread men to the sword. Who's coming on to bowl now, Tim?
Well, we're going to keep Pollock on. He's got to sort out side bottom's mess here.
Nice.
No one likes a messy side bottom.
No.
So
or any other kind of bottom.
Now he's made a difference here. A huge appeal from the Dreaders.
No, come on. It's out.
Neil Mallender this time. So can't even
not
get
out for Rabbit.
Yeah, it was an appeal for caught behind, and the replay showing was it a little mark, little scratch maybe. Was that the wind? Anyway, it's been given not out on the field, and they do not review it.
Okay.
So
Power on strike.
Hits a 4.
That's a 4.
Oh yeah, he's lofted that back over Pollock's head. Couple of bounces and into the rope. So again, taking full advantage of the reprieve and just nudging it into the backward square leg area this time for a single.
That puts Gooch on strike.
Moustache bristling. And he's standing there in his upright position. Looks like he's got a rod up his arse. In comes Pollock.
And it gets a
3.
Yeah, just steering it down to third man. And it's fielded by... Who's down there? I think it's little Ollie Pope who's been dispatched to third man. Little Ollie Pope. 3 runs.
That's what Kevin O'Brien calls him.
Bapara back on strike.
3 more.
Yeah, a shorter ball this time, just paddled around the corner by Bapara.
Final ball of the over.
This is the last one. Gooch's
Make it count, Sean.
fitness regime is coming into play.
4.
What's happened?
4.
4.
It's a beautiful hook shot, that. Skidding across the Trent Bridge turf, parched as it is by this gorgeous weather. 4 more to Gooch to close the over.
And that is 66 for 1.
There's not one boy for me, I must have 2 or 3, I need 4.
We've had a couple of tweets in. Matt Searle says he's been listening to musicals a lot during lockdown. He pressed play on the Sonos expecting to hear Les Miserables, and instead he got us, Guerilla Cricket. And he says, I suppose that's not too far apart some days. Well, you know, it's true.
Yeah. You got not
I
on.
dreamed a dream.
And Leah says Daryl Hare are not giving out the scary brown man, even though the bowler needs to wear sunscreen on a full moon after sunset.
Yeah. Word. Totally.
Yeah.
It's our MO.
Well,
I feel his pain.
Yeah, we not only do we prefer day-night games, we prefer night-night games here in Ginger Treadman.
Yeah, you still need the high factor even under the floodlights.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's very dodgy when we're buying factor 50 in a packet of polos down at Boots. Get some very strange looks.
Right.
Kids sun cream, you see.
Polo, sunscreen, you know, umpire Hare is keeping a very keen eye on what goes onto the ball.
Absolutely.
Well, it's not doing any favours at the moment, is it, Ginger people?
No, mostly it's saliva and tears now going onto the ball.
Who's going to bowl the next over?
Side bottom's been hooked because he's been, rubbish so far. So it's not little Ollie Pope, it's the other one. Incredibly ginger, incredibly inexperienced, but one for the future, Lloyd Pope.
We found love in a hopeless place. We found love in a hopeless place. We found love in a hopeless place. We found love in a hopeless place.
Yeah, the conclave's met. The white smoke's gone up, and Pope Lloyd the first is going to come in to bowl his leggies, and he's greeted with a big slog sweep from Bapara. Is that going to go all the way? I think it is. It sails all the way into the slaphead army. Sinead O'Connor takes a crowd catch, and it's 6 runs.
Sweet Jesus, one tongue over the line.
What has the young man got? How big are his cojones? Can he come back from this inauspicious start? The answers to all of these questions are yes and massive, because there's a huge appeal. And will Bapara survive this one? He doesn't. What's happened? He's been given out.
LBW.
Given out LBW. Yeah, he got the flipper out a bit faster that time from Pope. And brilliant comeback from being hit for 6 the first ball, and Bapara's got his go.
How's that? You missed about, I caught you out. How's that?
So Bapara's out 28 off 11 balls.
Oh, slow.
Bright and breezy. Bright and breezy from Ravi Bob.
Slow in this form of the game. No.
Yeah. And coming to the crease now, a man who's been dropped down a place in the order. Maybe he has a point to prove. It's Jacques Callis.
David Brooks' favourite.
Yes.
For all the things he's done, it's hard to recognise a man whose hair is not his own. It's a man called Callis. Ooh, yeah.
Jacques Callis.
Yeah, a giant of the game, but David wouldn't open his curtains to watch him. He's going to come in now and face his first ball from Pope Lloyd the First. What's happened?
He gets a 3.
Yeah, just sweeping that down. Quite fine. Man runs round from the wide long leg position. And yes, they do indeed come back for 3. So the mustachioed Graham Gooch is on strike. Okay. What's happened?
Another appeal. It's another appeal.
It's an appeal. I can see the screen now. And LBW. Second LBW. Of
Ginger Gold.
And Pope goes absolutely mad.
All of the dreams that I dreamed were mine are going, gone.
And that's the wicket of Gooch gone. He went for 23 off 8 balls, including 1 4 and 1 6 in his innings.
Thank you, Jules. And coming to the crease is the Wevo Shaughnessy captain, the man they call Dada. It's Sourav Ganguly. Bit of a punch glove with Callis on his way to the crease there. Ganguly taking guard now. And Lloyd with his dander up comes in to bowl. That one is just threaded through the covers, eased rather than powered, and they come back for a couple. So he's away and off the mark, Ganguly. What's he going to do with this one? I'll tell you what he's going to do. He's going to get down on one leg and sweep him hard and high over mid-wicket, sailing into the crowd once more.
And that's the end of the over as well. Pope off his first over went for 17 runs, but did take 2 wickets. And Wevo Shaughnessy are 83 for 3 off 5 overs.
Putting back some respectability there, Tim.
Yeah. Haven't been respectable for a long time, these ginger men, but getting a bit back there. But we're going to make a double change now. Going to save Pollock for later, who's had to nip off to put a bit more sun cream and that white stuff you put on your nose as well back on. So it's the dibbly-dobbly stylings of Paul Collingwood.
Hey.
Come by. 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 Paul Collingwood.
He's gone too wide. He's gone too wide. Dogs in pen. Sheep are buggered off.
Exactly. We've had a couple of tweets. Rolf Paulson says, coming out of lockdown, I see. Spelt Cummings, as in Cummings. Leah ASL says, that was not out, LBW. Hit him in the chest, for fuck's sake. But the umpire gave it out, so you know. And Evil Scooter says, hello, folks. Glad to finally be able to join you live for a change. Hope you're all well. And everyone listening are doing well. Thank you very much, Evil.
Hello,
and
hello,
we are.
Scoots. Hello, Leah. Hello, everyone. We've got, here he comes then, the dibble-double stylings, as you called it, Tim, of Paul Collingwood. He's been bowling to Jacques Callis. Callis greets him with disdain, really, just hammering him back over his head, easy as you like, into the crowd. 6 more.
2, 4, 6.
Callis still with a point to prove after those early disappointments with the bat. And he gets a short ball from Collingwood. You can't bowl there to Callis. He's up on one leg and he just hammers that through mid-wicket, flat-batted for What's Collie got in his little box of tricks?
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Well, short again, and he really doesn't want to do that. A little bit top edgy this time, but it sails over Longleg's head, and it's 6 more. Collingwood off a shorter run this time, trying to surprise Callis, but he doesn't. All he does is reduce the tally by 2 as Callis lofts it over his head. 1 bounce, 2 bounces into the rope, 4 more.
And that's 100 off.
103 for 3.
Callis really taking a liking to Collingwood's bowling here. He's still got 1 or 2 balls left in this over, I think. And oh lordy, what's going to happen here? There's a massive appeal, and he's been given. He got the length right that time. Callis looking to steer him through mid-wicket, failed to make contact. It thudded into that front pad. Massive appeal from the little ginger fella, and it's been given out, and rightly so. It was knocking out middle stump.
So get on your bike and take a hike right out of here. Your history, no good for me. Your history, nah.
Sorry, I was just off taking some vitamin D. What did I miss?
Oh.
You're no longer in picture as well. We can just see Tim Part. But you missed Callis getting out.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, what happened?
It was LBW.
Fantastic.
Stone dead, wicket to wicket. And he was looking to steer him through the leg side and didn't make contact. Thudded into that front pad, and it was knocking out middle stump, I reckon. So anyway, he's going to be replaced by fellow South African AB de Villiers, who's at the crease already.
The final ball of the over.
It is the final ball of
the
the
over.
over.
Eventful one. He's gone for about 20 runs, but he's taken that wicket with Callis. He's into to complete it now, and well, de Villiers wasting no time. He does that little lap sweep he does to the seamers. We saw that when he scored his 100 off 31 deliveries at Joburg, I think it was, and he's off the mark with his 6th first ball.
Six.
Gets an appreciative round of applause from his captain. They greet each other in the middle, do the usual glove punch, and Ganguly is who wanders back to his end, and he's going to be facing up to who's it going to beat him?
It's going to be Lloyd Pope continuing. He's had a good over last time.
Yep.
Stick him running again.
Yep. No surprise there. And Ganguly looking to get in the young man's head. I think he's chosen a few choice words there to say to the youngster, who's looking quite cross. He's colouring up. Can't just be the sunshine that's made him go that shade of crimson.
First ball.
What will Lloyd do?
First ball's gone for 4, Grubby.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ganguly just sweeping that one. And it's gone very fine. The man can't cut it off running round from long leg. 4 runs, and Ganguly continues.
Listen and you bound to see the way you get shot for crossing a boundary.
Continues to chirp at Pope, who's looking very cross indeed. And he'll be crosser after this, as Ganguly dances down the track and hoiks it high, wide, and not particularly handsome over mid-wicket. But once more, it's in the crowd, and 6 runs a maximum for Ganguly. The chirping's working.
That 6 is on fire.
Pope's in again, and it's just well, he's looking to dob that down in front of him, but he actually gets a thick edge and it runs down to third man. I think it's Kevin O'Brien doing the fielding down there. Just manages to stop it with one of his big size 12s, throws it in, they come back to 3. So that's de Villiers on strike. What will he make of the leggy? Well, there's a big appeal. What's going to happen here? Will he be given?
Oh!
A lot of LBWs today.
Well, yeah, I think Pope's got 3 LBWs now, and he'll be very pleased to see the back of de Villiers, having taken a bit of a shellacking at the hands of Ganguly. But de Villiers is who has to go. Okay, on his way to the crease now, a man who may have slightly split loyalties today. It's Mr. Benjamin Stokes.
Ah, well, indeed.
Yeah, he'd already been claimed.
Ben Stokes.
Yeah, Pope gave de Villiers a really good send-off there, pointing him to the dressing room, a la Chris Lewis in the 90s. But Stokes it is who's come to the crease. There'll be no let-up, you wouldn't think, in the chirping with Stokes there. In comes Pope. And Stokes turning him elegantly into the leg side. Finds a big gap there at square leg. The ball is hauled in before it reaches the rope, and they are back 4-3. That's Stokes off the mark.
Final ball of the over.
Ganguly back on strike to face it. Gets the ball just outside of the off stump, and does something with it, but I can't see what.
Leathers it to the boundary for one of these.
Yeah, there's a lovely back cut.
So the score after 7 overs, I was at 129 for 5. Lloyd Pope, of his 2 overs, gone for 37, but he has got the 3 wickets, all LBWs so far.
Yeah.
Tantalising.
Doing very well for his team. So Stokes it is on strike. Who have we got coming on to bowl?
Well, the wicket in Collingwood's last over couldn't redeem him, so we're going to go to another similarly dibbly-dobbly merchant, Andrew McDonald.
Jolly good.
I want to feel Andrew. Must be 6'2".
Got some very maudlin ditties going on.
Yeah,
here.
well, it's because they're ginger.
Make me feel very depressed.
He's got a couple of nicknames, Andrew McDonald. One is Barry, go figure, very Australian, and the other, given the colour of his hair, is Ronnie.
Well, that makes more sense. Well, that's a love song. What are you on about? You know, You Make Me Feel Brand New. Isn't that a love song?
I don't.
It's a love to ginger.
Depressing,
surely.
that version.
I was doing a thread on Facebook yesterday of songs that make me cry. I had Coward of the County by Kenny Rogers was number 1.
I saw your comment about my driving as well. Thank you for defending me, those fucking useless bums.
Yeah,
they're all
we had a lovely
scared.
time. We had a lovely time on our way up and back to the Midlands, didn't we?
Exactly. It's because I go over 70 miles an hour. Granddads can't help it. Anyway.
Ah.
I'm imagining that's a 6, but
no,
I can't
it's
see
a 4.
It's a 4. Oh yeah, 1 bounce. It's difficult to tell on the camera whether that had gone for 6, but it hadn't. It just fallen short. A big hook shot from Stokes. 1 bounce 4. Weavos. In comes Ronnie again, and Stokes this time is just turning it into the square leg area, and they come through for a comfortable single. Brings his captain Dada Ganguly back on strike. Ganguly just elegantly pushing this through extra cover, and they've come back to 3, I think, haven't they, Bear?
Yep, they have indeed. It's a good bit of running.
Yep, so rotating the strike, keeping it ticking over. Oh, big appeal here. Big appeal.
Oh.
Stokes is the man who's in trouble.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
And it's not out.
Definitely not out, is it?
Yeah.
Just not out.
Just not out.
So
no ball this time.
Ball. Yeah, just pitching outside leg stump, I think that one. So rightly given not out, and height was an issue as well. Apart from that, it was a fantastic LBW appeal. In comes Ronnie McDonald once more. Dibbling and dobbling his way to the crease. And Stokes just lap sweeps him. And it races away to the long leg boundary.
At the end of this over, Leah's getting upset. I'll tell you.
Final ball.
It's 2.
Yep. Knocks it into the gap in the covers there. They come back to 2. End of the over, yep.
End of the over. It's 143 for 5 off 8 overs.
Looking good. Getting up there towards a respectable score. Mog says, looks like Lloyd Pope is really proving his worth proving worth his match fees this tourney. He is indeed. He's got 3 wickets in this game already. And Leah says, this whole tournament is dodgy. All the no balls, conflicts of interest with incumbent national ball presidents in the playing 11, not to mention the team with a history of corruption. Well, this is all true. But it's going ahead anyway, Leah.
Yeah, it may be corrupt, but it's our corrupt.
Exactly. It's
right,
live,
Ganguly's going to be on strike. Who's coming on to bowl this over, Tim?
We are going to... Well, he's got the hot hand at the moment, as well as the hot hair. Sticking with Lloyd.
Okie dokie. Yeah, he does have 3. Here he comes. Oh, it could be 4!
That's why he's in the team. Come on.
Another big appeal.
Oh!
Knocked out. It was another LBW appeal. Very marginal, that one. He might just have managed to get outside the line, but it was a marginal decision. And I think it's Neil Mallender at that end, the umpire, who answered in the negative, I'm afraid, for the Dreaders.
Oh, here we go.
Well, will he get
right the
this time?
injustice?
Oh,
come on, this is getting ridiculous.
Oh, was there a little faint scratch? Another LBW appeal, a little faint scratch this time, perhaps, from Ganguly, but he's in all sorts of trouble.
Let's go for the hat trick. Come on. No, for God's sake.
What's that?
6.
Walloped. Out of the ground.
He's not reading him. He's not reading him, but he just got down on one leg, closed his eyes, and hit and hope. And on that occasion, he got lucky. It sailed away into the crowd for 6. And he's going back in his crease this time and playing a rather delicate little back cut shot, which is fielded at wide third man. They are back for 3.
And that brings up the 150 as well for the team.
Batted the Weavos. What's Stokes done with this one?
Hit it for 4.
Yep. Lofted over Hope Lloyd's head and into the boundary after a couple of bounces.
Could have had 5 wickets now, Pope, again.
There never has been a Pope called Lloyd, has there? I've been calling him Pope Lloyd the first. I should imagine that would be correct if he climbed to that office. He just back in his crease once more and nudging it backward of square on the offside, and they come through for a single.
That's the end
2
of the
to
over.
come, is it? Oh, it's the end of the over.
Yeah.
That's the end of the over. 157 for 5 off 9 overs.
Yeah, need some quick wickets here.
Yeah, well, Stokes has nicked the strike. I think he fancies it now. He's because he's played himself in, and he's going to be the one to press on towards that magical 200.
Yeah. After the run of bad luck with these not outs, we're going to turn to the luck of the Irish. Kevin O'Brien coming on to bowl.
Right.
O'Brien, Kevin.
So he gets his first taste of action with the ball today. Big Cobb into the crease now. Beautiful extra cover drive there from Stokes. No one's catching that, skimming away across the turf. And it's 4 runs.
There's not one boy for me, I must have 2 or 3, I need 4.
Bowl me another, he says to Cobb. And he does bowl him another. Oh, close that one, but thinking outside edge. Runs away to the third man boundary. It's just hauled in there. And they are back for 3. So it's Ganguly on strike. Kevin O'Brien looking like a Belisha beacon. And turning it into the leg side this time, Ganguly. And a bit of space there. Once more, it's pretty vacant, that mid-wicket area, much to the Bears' annoyance. And they're through for 3 once more. Stokes turns this one into the same region. It's just going to be 2 this time, though. O'Brien looks furious that there's no one in that fielding position. Having a word with his captain. Who is captain today, by the way, Tim?
Owen Morgan.
World Cup winning captain. He won't bloody bring back Alex Hales in a 55-man squad. Not happy about that. But
well, Alex Hales shouldn't have been a dick.
Well, he shouldn't have been, but it's only a bit of recreational drug use, for crying out loud.
And cheating.
It's not part of the sport.
This is just drop down in front of him, and they come through for a quick single. Yeah, who was that Sri Lankan player? We were talking about this on the podcast of the week. Matushanka, who's been banned for drug infringement. I read the headline. I thought, "Ooh, has he had a marijuana cigarette? Has he had a cheeky line of cocaine? Perhaps no, heroin. 2.7 grams of heroin. He was totally
7.
Fair play. That's how you do it, Hales.
Yeah, you got to admire his commitment.
Yeah, not a couple of pills at Christmas down a club.
Yeah, no, go hard or go home.
Exactly.
Right. What's happening in the cricket?
Last ball of the
Final ball of the over.
Last ball. It's Ganguly, I think, who's back on strike, isn't it? And what's happened there?
He's hit it massively out of the ground. It's gone all the way for one of these.
The only other person.
Really hops and kicks. The number of the day is 666.
The biggest 6. Oh God, I've got low battery. I'm gonna have to dial in from a different number, I think.
And that 6 brings up after 10 overs 176 for 5 for the Weavers Shaughnessy 11.
Oh dear.
Right, quick. Let's get to 200 and then I can ring off quickly.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
brings up a 50 partnership as well.
Right. Well, having a change of bowling. That white smoke you see is not a cloud. It's because one Pope is replacing another Pope.
Oh, he's
golden arm Ollie Pope.
How many wickets? He's got 5 wickets so far this tournament.
Yeah, 5 wickets so far for no runs whatsoever. So he's unexpectedly coming to the fore.
Let's have his jingle.
Right, get on with it, Ollie. Here he comes. More Dobb, classic Dobb. And he's been nudged around the corner by Stokes, I think. And they are 3 for 2.
2 more.
This one, yeah, he went for the big one there, didn't quite get all of it. Back over the bowler's head, and it's fielded back to 2.
Oh, here we go. Knew it would work. Come on. It'll be a no ball now. There you go.
No ball.
No ball.
You cannot. Not when you bowl at the pace of a medium-sized tractor.
No, it's true.
No excuse.
Oh!
Well, will he get him this time?
Oh. No, come on!
Too high, lads, too high.
It's getting ridiculous.
Oh dear, oh dear.
It's a valuable dot ball.
Oh, come.
Oh, and this time he does get him. Dancing down the track and smacking him back over his head. It careens into the crowd. 6 runs. This is cut backward of square, and the man from point, Jonty Rhodes, is herring after it. He hauls it in. Lesser mortals wouldn't have done it, but he throws it back, and that is 3 more to the total. So Ganguly back on strike. This one he works around the corner down to long leg. So those fields,
it's another 3.
And another 3.
And that ends the over. We have a couple of tweets in. Not Fred says there's a film about this Ginger team with Anthony Hopkins and Jonathan Price playing the 2 Popes. Boom, boom. Mog says we all know the fish rots at the head, so the bear must be held to account. Listen, sod off. And he also says,
like being accused of stuff.
Well, I play him fair. I play by the rules. Mog says that amount of heroin is barely even worth getting out of bed for. Oh, Mog. And Parabadjar replying to Mog says, much like the Ashes, we have an urn for the dodgy Dickwella-Broad Cup. It should be an amphora of garum. What's an amphora of garum? Anybody?
I don't know. Couple of words I don't understand, really.
Well, yeah, me too.
Anyway, someone will understand it, but not me. Right, who's going on to bowl?
We're going to keep Kevin O'Brien, hoping there's some gold at the end of the rainbow.
Oh, lovely.
And who's on strike? I've lost track.
Sora.
You got Ganguly on strike, and after 11 overs, we've O'Shaughnessy 193 for 5.
Oh my God,
right.
This is going ridiculous. Right,
Ganguly
now, boys.
Ganguly's looking up at the balcony. He's looking at the scoreboard.
There we go. Come on. Oh, better not be a no ball. I was going to leave.
It's not out there. It's not a no ball. It wasn't a no ball.
Another LBW that's been turned down.
There'll be fines for vociferous appealing here soon.
Getting nervous coming up to the 12th century.
Oh, yeah. Yep, steers this one through mid-wicket. And they are back for 3. So what's he on now, Jules?
He's now on 52. He's got that off 16, including 2 4s and 4 6s, and a strike rate of 325.
Nice.
Batted skipper. Stokes it is, who is back on strike.
There
He's
come
on.
on.
A massive Yahoo at this one.
Surely not again.
And...
fucking hell.
Is
it a no ball?
Is it not out or is it
It's
no
a
ball?
bloody one of these.
Oh, unforgivable.
I'm sorry, Smokey. You were over the line. That's a foul.
Getting away with murder, these two.
Oh, come on. He only hit the fella.
And what's that?
There's a 4.
Oh. Yeah, a beautiful square cut from Stokes. Hit very hard.
Got a tap pitcher in the room.
There's not one boy for me. I must have 2 or 3. I need 4.
No. Got my assistant coach here.
Hello, young man.
Hello there.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
It's my lucky charm. Oh, here we go. You can come again. Come on. It's no ball, in which case you can go to your bedroom.
That's not out there.
Go. Go to your bedroom.
Not out again. Oh, my goodness me. Now, umpires, Hare and Malander.
There's another appeal. It's all going mental.
Yeah, come on. Not going to the naughty step.
No! No!
Yeah.
Not my tournament.
Cut. Ugh. Stokes is living a charmed life at the moment.
Let's see if he gets.
Yeah, he's going to get another couple here as he turns it around the corner. Yeah, 2 more to him. You near the end of the over?
Oh yeah, it was the end of the over.
No, if you've got one more ball to
one
come.
More ball to come.
Hello.
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 What's happened?
3.
3 runs, so Stokes around those hard, and he's going to take the strike.
Hello.
He's going to take the strike.
And that's the end of the over, which brings Stokes up to his half century, 51 of 21 balls.
Ooh, quite pedestrian.
Includes 2 4s and 4 6s.
Right, Ganguly's doing that thing that he was doing in the last game. He's one finger, one more. He's saying one more over.
One more over.
Well, we'll keep Ollie Pope on. You know, on Cricket Info, it doesn't actually say what bowling style he has. It's a complete unknown quantity. So hopefully that will do it this over.
Classic Dob.
Yeah.
It's quite effective Dob in this tournament. First ball of the over.
Oh dear, it's all falling apart now.
What has happened there?
It's been larruped all the way. Clean over the square leg boundary, just picked it up.
Stokes goes right there.
He knows this is the last over of the innings.
Oh, there's another appeal.
Let's get dot ball is all I care about. I don't care if it's a no ball, which it will be.
Oh, finally.
Doesn't matter now, does it?
LBW.
Yeah, and
no, I'm not winning, Amelia.
Well, I don't know. The Gingers aren't very happy. They're giving him a send off.
Fuck off! Just fuck off!
I'll get rid of the key.
Don't worry, I've got the headset on.
Yeah, they're not happy.
Right, who's this coming to the crease? It's the big bummed fast bowler, Darren Goff, promoted above Warney in the order for 4 balls.
Okay. Let's have a jingle for this man.
If I were facing him in his pomp, I'd run away and crap my pants, waiting for this golf bouncer to come down. Aye, lad, he's got a good fast bowler's bum.
Right.
Are you ready?
Great coming of beard there, Tim.
Oh, it's another appeal.
Oh, there we go, see.
Oh, Goff is in trouble first ball.
Oh,
of course it's not out. Of course it is. Silly me.
Fucking hell.
This pitch is pretty hard pitch, you know, and a lot of these LBW appeals are sailing over the top of the stumps.
Insult, meet injury.
Yeah.
Salt meet wounds.
Yeah, it's battered.
I believe in miracles. Since you came to bat, you sexy thing, you.
That's what Goffy's in to do. Only a couple of balls left in this innings. They're going to be bowled by Ollie Pope. In he comes now. Goff having another massive yahoo of its huge, thick outside edge, and it's running away down towards the third man boundary. Once more, Jonty Rhodes is running back from backward point. He pulls it in, and they come back for 3. So Ganguly will be on strike.
Final ball.
Final ball. And it's a 2.
And he's, just going to get 2 though. He's trying to hit it for 4 through the covers. Didn't quite time it. They come back to the second. They're happy with that. And, they're walking off. Ganguly is beckoning Goff off the pitch with him, raises his bat for his unbeaten half century, and the Weaver Shaughnessy 11 have declared on
224 for 6.
Yeah, that should be plenty.
Ooh.
Right.
Famous last words, Gravy.
Can we have a little innings break, and I'm going to phone in from a different device.
Okay, I shall give you a couple of tweets. Tony Bishop has come in. He says he's tuned back in just to see a consecutive no ball and not outs. That happened quite a few times, Tony. Good to see things are running to form. Yeah, the umpires not getting their decisions very right in this tournament so far. Mog says you really want to punish people if garum is festing on the table, and it turns out that garum is an ancient Roman fermented fish sauce, which doesn't sound particularly pleasant, it must be said. Mog says at this rate no ball is going to be the tournament high scorer. Well, he's not doing too bad, it has to be said. Although we have had a ton already, so if we have 100 no balls in how many games? 16 games. Yeah, we've had more than 5 a game probably. Knuckle Pandy says garum was the unifying condiment of the Roman Empire. It was everywhere, but nobody these days is quite sure how to make it. A classics professor tried to follow an ancient garum recipe a few years ago, and the pot they will make it in exploded. Bloody hell. That's a bit weird. Thanks,
Trust
Mog.
Knuckle to know that.
Mog says the bear really needs a bit of moisturiser or something on his hands. Yeah, they are a bit scaly. It's all the washing we're having to do. You have to wash your hands every 2 seconds.
There's a face model, not a hand model.
Yeah. Stop yourself from getting COVID. We are waiting for.
We'll run through the scorecard of the Wevo Shaughnessy 11. So we had Gooch. He got 23 off 9 balls. He was out LBW to Pope, and in his innings he got 1-4 and 1-6. Saywag was bowled by Pollock. He went for 20 off 7 balls. He got 3 4s and 1-6. Ravi Gopara, he was LBW to Lloyd Pope. He got 28 off 12 balls with 3 4s and 1-6. Jacques Cullis was LBW to Collingwood. He got 23 off 6, including 2 4s and 2 6s. Saurav Ganguly, he was not out. He finished on 54 off 17 balls. An impressive 2 4s and 4 6s. A.B. de Villiers was LBW to Lloyd Pope. He got 6, very meagre 6 for A.B. de Villiers off his 2 balls. But he did go for 1-6. Ben Stokes was LBW to Ollie Pope. He got 57 off 26, including 5 4s and 2 6s, a typical Stokes-style innings. And finally coming in was Goff. He got 9 runs off 3 balls and 1 6, and he was not out. there were 4 no balls in the match. It felt like a hell of a lot more no balls.
Yeah.
And in the final total was 224 for 6 for the Wevo Shaughnessy.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. A lot of not outs as well. Not no balls today. Loads of not outs. It's on the receiving end this time. There were loads against Knuckle last time. Oh, dearie me.
Indeed, indeed. Leah says she's back from making gluten-free pizza for the girlfriend. 224 seems like a risky declaration given the way the umpire seemed to have begun the day with a bottle of cheap bourbon each. Well, you never know in this game.
Yeah.
It can all fall apart. And hopefully we'll get a Grubby back shortly.
Just giving his men a pep talk.
Well, yeah, he's shouting at them in the dressing room.
I can't help think that was a slightly premature declaration, though.
Well, looking at these games, yes, I think someone did a statistical analysis of this game. Something like 212 or 137 is the average score. It's one or the other, something like that, anyway.
The actual average in the tournament, or the
the statistical average.
Yeah, it's something like that, isn't it? I think I tried to work out the other day. I thought it was about 170, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
slightly ballsy.
Well, whilst we're waiting for Grovey to come back, we should talk to. What do we reckon to the England 55-man squad, Tim?
Well, I mean, it's quite. There's some. I was reading a couple of articles about it. Some, obvious submissions. We've discussed Hales brief. Well, discussed would be generous. We ranted about Hales a couple of minutes ago. Some other people. Joe Clark not in there. I think people like Sam Northeast might be a bit surprised not to be in there, especially given it's as you rightly point out,
55 men. Yeah, exactly. 5 teams.
5 full 11s. But I mean, obviously with something so large, there's not going to be too many talking points, and but some interesting names in there. I'm just interested to see how they divide it up now.
Well, presumably the test squad will be the sort of 15.
Yeah.
There'll be 24 of them, won't it? And it'll be the standard test squad plus a couple of ringers.
Much better would be sort of like picking in the playground jobby. Who's going to be last picked in that group?
I mean, I get. I mean, where do you go? I suppose wicket keepers, like the likes of Johnny Bairstow and Joss Butler. Do you put one in the test squad and one in the ODI squad?
Now, how to really annoy Johnny would be to not pick him as a wicket keeper in any of the formats at all. That would be hilarious.
You know what? And the other thing I think about this is going to be really funny is that none of I imagine actually, considering it's your profession, and whilst they were probably really knackered after South Africa, they now had 4 or 5 months off doing pretty much nothing. I bet they're all raring to go, but they'll all be out of form. They'll only have net practice really before the first game, which will be a test match versus the West Indies, and the West Indies will be in the same situation as well. It's going to be. It could be a really short test match. Lots of nicking off for 5. A bit like the Ireland game last year.
Quite, yeah. No, I was there for day one of that. It was a very strange game, but yeah, it's 20 wickets in the day and at least one over of the third innings.
Yeah, I know. It was mad.
I thought I'd see. We'll see. I mean, it's often occasionally it's quite a brief affair between England and West Indies anyway, one way or the other.
Yeah.
Both sides have been on the end of some.
Yeah, but usually, well, I'll tell you what. Usually, part of the reason that is obviously that we bring them here in May and stick them in Durham. They'll be coming in July. If we have weather like we've got now, going through into the summer, they'll be happy with that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Could be some very high scores.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, the thing is, the wickets won't have been used either, will they? So it'll be pristine.
Exactly. Who knows? Lots of different variables at play. Who knows how it's going to average out?
Indeed. We need to try and get Grubby. I'm sorry, people, we have technical glitches. Grubby's phone has run out and his old computer won't update Zoom. So, in typical Guerilla fashion, things aren't going smoothly. It must be said.
Never mind. This is the new normal, after all.
It is indeed. I'm hoping, though, by the time we get to test, people will come in, won't they? You'll be prepared to come in, won't you?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. When do they set the dates? I've sort of not,
I think the first test is July the 7th or 11th, one or the other. I think the first test is at Southampton, and then they're going to go to Old Trafford for 2.
Yeah. Of course, the other option is we just all move in together, so we're all part of the same household. What a fun household that would be.
I'm not sure Guerilla Towers is quite suited to that. There's one bed, and it's my flat, so I'm having it.
I don't know. Most of us gorillas are quite happy to snooze where we're sitting.
Yeah, true.
What time of day?
Yeah.
So you get that button on your chest where you go ding, ding, start nodding off and waking up every 2 seconds when your chin hits the button.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what we can do is, because you're going to commentate your innings.
Yeah.
Here he is. Look at that. You found a computer it works on?
Yeah, but to borrow the wife's.
Oof.
Oh. Well, it is Sunday.
Cashing in the brownie points. Right, shall we get going?
Yeah, I think we should get going. We need opening batsman and a bowler.
Yeah, sure. So for making his first appearance this tournament is the ever dependable and slightly eccentric Chris Rogers, and he's joined by the fast and the furious, mostly furious, Johnny Bairstow.
Okay, right. I had a Chris Rogers jingle. I got it out. Where the fuck has it gone? Can't find it now. Who else was opening? Sorry.
Johnny Bairstow, Johnny B.
Oh, we got a jingle for him.
It's Johnny B. Forever in your face. It's Johnny B. And he will cause some controversy.
Yeah, so here they come to the crease. They're taking their guard. One leg, of course, in this form of the game. Who's opening the bowling?
It will be the man who was out there for a scintillating 3 or 4 balls just recently, the big bummed Darren Goff.
If I were facing him in his pomp, I'd run away and crap my pants, waiting for this Goff bouncer to come down. Aye, lad, he's got a good fast bowler's bum.
Certainly does. Here's Darren Goff, who looks like he spent lockdown eating. He's going to trundle in for the first ball. Lucky he's still got a fast arm. And we're underway now. And straight away, as in the past 2 games, there's an appeal. What's going to happen? And it's gone straight up. Chris Rogers, following in the footsteps of the man he replaced, Martin Guptill. Once again, for the 3rd time in 3 games, the Gingerbread Men have lost a wicket on the opening ball of the innings. Calamity. Oh, couldn't have wished for a worse start there. Darren Goff just angling it in nicely to Chris Rogers, the left-hander, and wraps him on the front pad. That's not hitting off, that's not hitting leg, that's hitting middle, and the Gingerbread Men are already 1 to the bad.
I mean, you shouldn't feel too bad about that, Tim. I mean, you know, Darren Goff has got better players than Chris Rogers out like that. He used to get Brian Lara on toast like that.
Certainly does, certainly does. Well, that's an ignominious start. That brings the captain to the crease. Had a quiet day so far. Not very successful with bowling changes, but here is captain, World Cup winning captain, his official epithet, Owen Morgan.
Owen Morgan. Owen Morgan. Yeah. If those spinners are off breaking, those runs he will keep taking on and on. Owen Morgan.
Yeah, you got trouble at the top of the order, haven't you?
We do. Not found a winning combination yet. Maybe if we get through, we have to win this one to get through. Ollie Pope might be having a crack, but long way to go. But that's a much better start now. Owen Morgan showing them how it's done. Just leans into that drive very pleasantly, and that's gone to the cover boundary rope.
2 + 2 is our man. 2 + 2 is our man.
Yeah, Goff just drifting a bit wide there. Oh, but he's redeemed himself. He's pulled it back. What's it going to be? Thank goodness, not out. There was a big appeal as it thought it brushed the edge there, but no, nothing on hotspot except Doug Bollinger's hairpiece, and that is not out. Great YouTube footage. Do
Yeah, that is quite mad, isn't it?
Fantastic stuff. There we go. And then, normal service has been resumed. Owen Morgan, this time doing one of those wristy flicks over square leg. That's his trademark. And that's gone for one of these.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What was that, sorry?
There's a 4.
Yeah, all wrist there, and they're going to need a few more of that if they're to continue and overhaul this score there. So Goff wants in again, and continue it they do. Owen Morgan this time just tickling one of his legs, very fine, and that's beaten the man down at long leg, who is Ben Stokes down there. It's gone for one of these. So all dealing in 4s and appeals so far. It's going to be a roller coaster ride if this is going to be the way. And there's another one, the 4th 4 of the over to Morgan. This time just bashing it square. You can't bowl on his toes there. Goff far too full, and that's another boundary.
And after the first over, Ginger Dread Men are 16 for 1.
4 boundaries, 2 appeals, all happening that over, and this is going to be a thrilling game if it continues in this vein. But Johnny Bairstow's on strike now, Owen Morgan having taken 16, and who's he going to be facing?
Well, you gave him a mention a few minutes ago. It is going to be the man who, in many ways, embodies everything that is good and lovely about the Weaver Shaughnessy 11. Rugs and plugs and vanity. It is Doug the Rug Bollinger.
Does indeed. Just before we go on, our little innings chat between us has sparked some chat. Guinevere says the thing that confuses me about a 55-man squad is like, as far as he can tell, it's a squad for fixtures as yet unconfirmed in undecided locations. I think it doesn't have enough spinners, or too many. Who knows? Well, we don't have many spinners, do we? Really, let's be honest.
No.
Bairstow should be nowhere near the test squad. Just pick him in as a specialist opener for the T20s and give Butler the gloves. Folks to keep in tests. Yeah. That's reasonable.
Agreed.
It's true. We do have 3 keepers, so if they want to go that way, presumably the ODI and the T20 squad will be roughly the same, won't they? In the same place. Evil Scooter says, is Toby Roland Jones injured again, or is he too far removed from his test success now? I don't know the answer to that. Middlesex Sport.
When you said his name there, Bear, I heard Toblerone.
Well, there you go.
I quite fancy a Toblerone now. Yeah, it does. And Jules, are you drinking a ting? Did I see?
Yes.
I love a bit of ting.
Oh, it's freshly back in South Norwood as well. I'm very excited about this.
You see.
I haven't had any since lockdown, and it's come back in, dear diary.
Yeah. You'll be on the super malt before you know it.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a bit of jerk pork from the local West Indian the other day. It was nice.
So second over, Doug the Rug to Bairstow, and straight up, Johnny Bairstow not messing around today. He's seen Captain Morgan go for it. That one he's just absolutely leathered through extra cover, and it's gone like a tracer bullet.
It's Nissan She. It's Nissan She.
So scorer has to know a 4 times table today because that's where it's going. But no, they've broken the pattern this time. Johnny Bairstow just sensibly rotating the strike. Owen Morgan seems to be on form. Just drops it down into the legs hand side, and the leg hand side. Don't know what that's about. The leg side, and they trot through for a single. So Doug the Rug though, he's produced one. What's going to happen here to Morgan? And there he goes.
Dougie.
Stumps all over the place, and that just snuck through his defences, and it's gone.
All of the dreams that I dreamed were mine are going, gone.
Do you remember when Michael Slater was in the commentary box with Richie Benno and he said, that one just snuck through? Richie, is there a word snuck? And he says, I can think of several ucks, and snu isn't one of them.
Nice.
Yes, right. Well, that brings this man to the crease. Face of an angel, name of a pope. It's Ollie Pope.
Give me some Pope and the Poland's loose. he'll score some for ya. Give me some hope, we don't wanna lose. We're pulling for ya. Give me some ball that bounces over his head. If Johnny gets hurt, he'll go behind the stumps. Ollie Pope.
So, yeah, 21 for 2 here, in a bit of trouble. Only a tenth of the, well, not even a tenth of the way to the score, but 2 wickets down already. What can Pope pull out of the bag? So, dug the rug, tail up, hair on. Here he comes, and there we go. That's a great shot first up from Ollie Pope. Just pumps it back over Doug's head, whistling over his hair, taking a few follicles as it goes. That's gone very flat for one of these.
Very interesting. I'm sorry, go on.
No, going to have to be some more of that from these two young bucks of England. Well, Johnny Betham not so young anymore, but still seems like the world's most promising teenager, just like Theo Walcott at the age of 31.
Owen Morgan went for 16 off 5 balls. All of his scoring shots were boundary balls. There you go. And we've got another ball there.
Yeah, in the meantime, Ollie Pope tucking in, just planting that thump for it, seeing it all the way, and that's smacked back through mid-off for one of these.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, I was going to change the bowler there, but presumably it's Gough who's come back on before I've had a chance to do that. Never mind.
Well, you've got 1 ball to come of this over.
Oh, okay. Was that, we still on Doug's over then?
Yeah, you've still got 1 ball to come.
Yeah, still on Doug.
Ah, seems to have been going on since the late 19th century.
Yeah, Gough very keen, but no. And that's 3 runs to Ollie Pope this time. Stop dealing in boundaries. He just tucks that into the leg-hand side. Bit of long grass today here at Trent Bridge, despite the weather. It's been well watered, but that's hauled in on the boundary by Jacques Callis. 3 runs.
Yeah, we're going to be hitting our bowling today, I think. So coming on to bowl this over is going to be Mullet Rana Naveed Al Hassan.
Excellent.
The sky above the port was filled with Rana Naveed Al Hassan.
And who went away, had some treatment, and came back with more than he'd ever had in his life, even when he had a. Anyway, he's
Rana Naveed Al Hassan straight in and straight on the money. What's happened here? This could be disaster. Yeah, there we go. LBW again. Batsman Johnny Bairstow this time. Oh no, Pope was still on strike for 3. Yeah, he's gone. It's all over. That's 34 for 3 now. LBW, and Navid wheels away in celebration, doing the Ayatollah. Careful that you're just slapping your forehead. Yeah, ignominious end there for Ollie Pope after 2 boundaries and 2 balls straight up. He's gone. That brings this man to the crease. He's going to have to be on form today, dropped for the second game, but a firm Guerilla Cricket favourite. It's Kevin O'Brien.
Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin.
Indeed. Right,
Yeah,
here we
here
go.
he is. So, Navid Hassan, tail up, come in, and that's the treatment straight away. He's going to have to do this if they're going to overhaul this 224 for 6 score. That's pumped back straight over the bowler's head, 6 runs. And another one! That's whipped off his, a great shot, whipped off his pads, up and over square leg, and that's flown into someone's pint in the stands.
2 6s in a row. 2 6s in a row. 2 6s in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, straight into right said Fred's pint of Strongbow.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, how do you fancy them apples? So here we go. Navid Hassan, wicket first ball, but taking a bit of tap for the next 2 balls of the over. What can Kevin O'Brien... Oh, that's the... No. Oh, no, dead ball. Wrong dice. They didn't have the ball. There we go. And it's 3 in a row. The number from Kevin O'Brien is a beast. 666.
And that brings up the half century for the Ginger Dread Man. They're 52 for 3.
Yeah, scooting along, nearly a quarter of the way there.
Yeah. Oh, but is it all going to go wrong here? Could this be the 4th wicket? And it's not out, mercifully. Kevin O'Brien living dangerously. That's just pitched outside leg there. He was going to hit leg, but he's got the benefit of the doubt. And they live to fight another day. So here we go, 52 for 3. And again, it's another one. What's going to happen here? And yes, no such luck this time. This time pitching in line, going on to hit, just taking the bails off. The appeal's good. The review is no good. And Kevin O'Brien has gone for a brisk 18. So
that's the end of the over as well.
So not a few starts here, but no one going on to those big scores that the Ginger Dreadmen need. But bear in mind, Andrew McDonald, the tournament's only Centurion to come later. But now it's the man who likes to nerdle that he's going to have to get a sprint on here. It's Paul Collingwood.
Come by. 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 Collingwood!
Evil Scooters is clearly in the crowd because he was at the ground. He says he must say it was rather unprofessional of Alex Hales to run onto the pitch just to high-five Bollinger for taking the wicket of Morgan there. But I guess that's the times we live in. And Guinevere says Vladimir Lenin is eligible for the Ginger 11. Now that's something I didn't know, but not the Weave 11. Who's going to bowl next over, Grubby?
Well, this is a squad team which is jam-packed with bowling options. And we're going to give a little trundle to Ravi Bopara.
Well, Ravi Bopara, he's a batter, like Ian Bell, but delicate. Ravi Bopara, he's a batter, like Owe Shah, but a little bit better. Ravi Bopara, he's a batter and a useful medium-pace bowler to have in a limited overs game.
Ravi Bopara!
Stokes and Warren looking at each other as if to say, what's going on here then? They're not bowling, and Ravi Bop is.
Yeah, Bopara in before Warren, and straight away 3. It's Paul. Who's on strike? Is it Morgan now? Bairstow, of course, Morgan's out. Bairstow. Bairstow on strike now. Just tucks that into the leg-hand side. Not much you could do with that. It's not going to go all the way, but the man...
Quite liking this leg-hand side, Tim.
What am I saying? I don't know what's going on today. There we go. Blame
the leg-hand side.
The leg-hand side.
We all know what you mean.
Yeah, well, my team do have legs for hands at the moment, it seems. They're getting nowhere near the ball. Ravi Bopara, keeper standing up. There's De Villiers, whips the bails off just as... that's Collingwood. Goes for a duck, overbalances, and that is out.
I won't look back, 'cause by the time that I do, you'll be gone.
Yeah, Dada's funky captaincy paying off a treat there.
Yeah, 55 for 5 now, staring down the barrel, and in a batting crisis, just what you want coming in, a specialist fielder. Here's Jonty Rhodes.
Now, we have a jingle for him. I saw it the other day, and I have to find it. I'm sure I fucking got it out.
Well, the Ginger Dreadmen have to find some form here.
Alright, we shall bowl whilst I find it.
Yeah, so is this a case of leave the gate open as he comes back? No! Well, that is quite a turn up for the books. He pumps the first one for 6. Bopara just floaty outside off, and that's driven over extra cover for one of these.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6.
Good start from Rose. He's going to have to play a different role to the one he usually plays today. He's going to have to do it with the bat. And it wobbles around. Very close there. He's edged it. It's gone between third slip and gully. It's not going to quite make it to the boundary. Quite a thick edge, but that's 3 runs to the total. Badly needed for the Ginger Dreadmen. So they move on to 64. So Bopara, some thinking to do. Back at the top of his mark. Trundles in again, and no luck this time. It's gone for another one. Johnny Bairstow leans into this one. He just flips it over with the uppercut for 6 runs.
The number of the day really hops and kicks. The number of the day is 666.
Right, we have a jingle for Jonty. It sounds like this.
Dive at full stretch for a catch. Run as that Johnny Road.
Cool.
Nice.
Go on.
That's
Another down tempo one for the Gingerbread Man, but slightly cheerier this time. So he's at the other end though. It's Johnny Bairstow on strike, and just 3 runs just tickled into the leg hand side, and they do well to sprint back for the third, slight misfield, turning that from a 2 to a 3, and they're certainly going to need some more of that.
And over.
Yeah.
And
That song didn't need ruining, Jules, did it?
Huh?
That song didn't need ruining because the band did a good job of ruining it about 25 years ago.
And the score is 73 for 5 or 4 overs for the Gingerbread Men, and yeah, that's completely changed that song for me. Every time I hear it, I'm now going to sing John T. Rhodes instead.
Got some hangers on in the commentary box here.
The assistant coach is back.
Yeah,
It's Alex Hales.
Who's bowling now?
Right. It's going to be Shane Warne.
Okay.
The revolving door continues.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been waiting for his bullshit for so long. He opens his mouth and the dribble comes out. Here comes Big Shane. No one loves Big Shane. Here he comes again. No one loves Big Shane.
So you can't help but think these two are going to have to put together a 50 partnership to get up to be back on track again. And immediately 2 runs, that just spins. But Bairstow stole the strike at the end of the last over, just cuts it forcefully. It's quite close to the man who's deep on the offside though, so that's only going to be 2 runs. He retains the strike though. What can you do with this one? And well, he's a bit of a thick edge, that one. As it goes all along the ground but between the slips, so that's 3 runs to the total, bringing John T. Rhodes on to strike. What can he do with the next one? It's Warne shambling up again. And it's an appeal. What's it going to be? Yeah, there we go, stumped again, just charging down the wicket and looking to force the issue, but de Villiers just calmly takes it. That one kept a bit low, and he's just taken all the stumps out of the ground, and John T. Rhodes is a goner. Where is your head at, indeed? What a silly shot to play in these circumstances. So, 78 for 6 now. And, well, what a man to have come to the crease. He scored a ton in the last game of 27 balls. It's Andrew McDonald.
Because you make me feel Andrew. And he's from Wodonga, who knew. I want to feel Andrew. Must be 6'2".
Lovely indeed. Very calming. But we're going to have to bring some energy on the pitch now. And, yep, straight away, that's great stuff from Andrew McDonald, picking up where he left off the last game. 100 not out, of course. And that 6, he's just launched that over cow corner. But Warne bowling some rank short filth, one of these.
6.
Well, McDonald's going to have to keep this up. He's been carrying the team in the last couple of games, and he continues again. 3, slightly streaky this time. That just didn't quite get hold of all of it on the pull shot. It just bobbles out to the man at deep, but they do a good job of sprinting through for that 3rd run that's so badly needed. So final ball of the over, I believe. The score is signalled, and again that Johnny Bairstow going to keep the strike for the next over. Again, just drives it out. It's not going to go all the way. The man on the boundary there is Ben Stokes out in the deep, and that's another 3 runs. End of the over, 90 for 6, I believe.
Yeah, 90 for 6.
So yeah, still had just about hanging in there. Their tournament hopes in the balance here. A win definitely needed. That might even not be enough to make the semi-finals though, with the complicated net run rate shenanigans that will have to go on the result of the last game. So McDonald and Bairstow at the crease. Bairstow on strike. Who's going to bowl? Is it going to be a new bowler again?
It is. I want this man to commit fratricide and clean up his ginger-headed brothers. It's Ben Stokes.
Ben?
Ben Stokes.
Yeah, Ben Stokes pretends not to be from New Zealand most of the time, pretending not to be a ginger today. And so here we go. Yeah, no, first up, well, that's great. It's Johnny Best on strike, and he's seen this kind of ball a lot in the nets for England, but not today. He's taken great pleasure in just that, smacking that pass very tight to the stumps. Umpire hops out the way, umpire Malander, and it's gone straight for a 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Going to have to adjust his length a bit there, Stokes. But no, he doesn't do it again. This time slightly wider, and that's carved through point for 4 runs.
There's not one boy for me, I must have 2 or 3, I need 4.
Bairstow moving on nicely into the 30s now. Can he continue this momentum to get up to this challenging total? Oh, but it's danger.
Come on, Stokesy.
Danger, high voltage red hair. Yeah, and he's gone. He's caught. That's just edged into the bucket hands of Warne. Doesn't drop it like he did in 2005. And that is out. And is that the last hope gone? So, new batsman, Sean Pollock, one of a big family, but he's going to have to take big responsibility today. And, oh, well, straight into it, 6, no messing around, just a couple of steps down the wicket, pumps it back over long off.
It was rather large, that one, eh?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So over 100 now, but there's still another 121 runs to go. It's going to be a tough order here. So another couple for Sean Pollock, just drives that pleasantly into the offside, and they come back for 2. He'll retain the strike. And it's another appeal. Stokes, he's doing well. He's really, and there we go. De Villiers very skillfully standing up. Again, the batsman just drags his toe out of the crease, doesn't need a second invitation. And Sean Pollock, a brief 3-ball stay, he too is gone. 8 down. Yeah, so here's Ryan Sidebottom up next. Can't repeat his nickname because there's children in the commentary box. But here he is. Well, not quite in drinking the last chance saloon, but they certainly walked through the doors now.
And the bowler is...
Oh, new over. I'm keeping that.
Jack Callis.
I'm keeping that 6.
Are we keeping that 6?
Oh, we keep it. I'll give it to you. If you really, really, really want it, I'll let you have it.
And you need it.
He does. This man's bowling.
Gets no recognition for all the things he's done. But it's hard to recognise a man whose hair is not his own. It's a man called Caddis. Ooh, yeah.
Shock!
This rotational strategy of bowler stay working a treat so far. With 8 down, what can Callis do? He's gone for 6 off the first ball from McDonald. Back into the second now. And yep, that's another 3 to McDonald, picking up where he left off from the last game. But that brings Ryan Sidebottom back onto strike. Can you really afford 4 balls in this over against the tail end? Can he do a leech while McDonald's at the other end? And he's done better than Leach. He's scored 400% of Leach's runs already from that famous innings, and he just very pleasantly tucks us through the vacant left-hand side. One for the maths fans there.
It's Nissan She. It's Nissan She.
Indeed, yep. The root celebration comes out.
Yeah.
Root and Broad, absolutely. And he just takes the single now to get the much more accomplished batsman back on. Andrew McDonald pleasantly dropped the left-hand side there.
I was watching that the other day, that famous Broad spell and that celebration, and just thinking to myself,
annoys me. What a tip!
It must be so annoying if you're an Australian watching that. It must have been annoying at the time.
Out smugging the Australians. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah.
It makes it funnier, doesn't it?
So McDonald on strike. Very good. 4 runs there, just smashing it through the offside with very little ceremony, but that's going to have to be the approach now.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So
I think it was from the in-betweeners, wasn't it? That celebration. Friend.
Oh,
that
friend, football friend.
Friend, yes, football friend, yeah.
Absolutely. Maybe Stuart Broad's the tall, gormless one. Who knows? Probably. Anyway, so just over 100 needed now, and that, in fact, that single there from McDonald taking him on to 23 brings the exactly 100 runs needed, but only 2 wickets to play with. Will it get to squeaky? Oh, that's the over, I think. That's the over. Yep. So Andrew McDonald retaining the strike. Clever cricket there. Clever cricket indeed. So Grubby, how are you feeling about it? Not presumably quite
supremely confident. Supremely confident.
Yes. Well,
just enjoying the day out, really.
Yeah, well, the Gingers were out for some team building yesterday, and as you can see, they've all got some pretty impressive tan lines going on there, like that, and maybe it's just sapped a bit of their energy. Yeah, they all went out to get sunburnt.
We're gonna bring back our premier fast bowler. It's going to be the Barnsley lad, Darren Goff.
If I were facing him in his pomp, I'd run away and crap my pants, waiting for this Goff bouncer to come down. Aye, lad, he's got a good fast bowler's bum.
The first bowler to deserve a second over today, or feel like the coach feeling like he deserves a second over, Darren Goff. So he's in.
Go on, Rhino.
And there we go. Is this the game? Andrew McDonald, last recognised batsman. Yep, he's caught. A tragedy for the Ginger man. He's caught at slip by Ben Stokes, adding in the extra slip there, and that is gone. Grubby takes a slip, whatever that is. Well, this really is the last chance to do now. Lloyd Pope shambles to the crease. And what can he do?
Your air.
3 runs straight away. It's a good start. They're going to have to hit out. Just under 100 runs needed. He tucks that into the leg side. Leg hand side. Nearly said it.
You've been saying it all day. You just haven't realised.
I know. Terrible behaviour.
It can be your thing.
Yeah, frizzy side bottom, be my thing. Yeah, rather than proper commentary. Right? And no dead ball there as it just flies out of the hand, slightly unluckily. And 4 runs to side bottom. That's very good. Just eases it through the square region where it's unprotected, slightness field, and that gone through the legs for 4 runs. Well, it's going to have to be a Samson-like effort here, but Sidebottom's certainly got the hair for it. What can he do? Yep, another 2 runs. They need more than that. They're going to need some big runs and quickly if they're going to overhaul this 224 score. But there's another 4. Well, with every shot here, there's a bit more hope. That one's just glanced down, nurdled, late cut through down to the boundary. So last ball of the over, of course, could be Curtis at any point now, but no, 3 runs for Sidebottom, just glances it off his hip, and that's not going to go all the way to the boundary. He didn't get enough bat on it, but it's 3 to the total. He retains the strike, and that is scorer something in the region of 140.
Yeah, 141 for 9 off 8 overs.
Well, it all looked done and dusted against the Ginger Dreadmen last week, but they had a bowling resurgence just at the end. Can they do what was done to them last week and take it closer to the wire? Who's going to bowl the next over?
Well, Ganguly has whistled up Graham Gooch from third slip and said, have a little go, Goochie.
Let's have a jingle.
Graham Gooch is no mystery. Always on the brink of walking out in disgust. Yet Gucci's made more runs than most.
Graham Gooch. Now, what does he bowl?
Medium pace, wobbly-headed dob.
Yeah.
Wobbly-headed dob. Excellent.
He used to swing away quite a lot when it was swinging.
Yeah, he used to.
Side bottom facing.
Knew what he was doing.
And that's 3 runs again. Just eases into the leg-hand side, and they do a good job of sprinting through for that 3rd run. Lloyd Pope now, 3 runs to the name so far. He's on strike. What can he do? And could this be curtains? It's an appeal, and it's not out. Well, is that the luck they need? Who knows? Still massively in arrears to the tune of 80 runs. They'll need all the luck they can get now. But that's another 3. He just punches that through the inner ring. They've got some men up hoping for the catch, but that enables them to come back for 3. He's on to 6. That brings side bottom back onto strike. And, well, Grubby getting more nervous with every boundary, and that certainly is a boundary. Pumped over square leg, rocks back, pulls it over square leg for a huge, huge 6. Anything could happen in this game. It usually does, as the umpire cleans Spick off the pitch. I don't know. And that's just a single this time for side bottom. He moves on to 28, just taking it into the leg side. And last ball of the over, exposing Pope to just 1 ball from Gooch here. And, well, that's dispatched handsomely for 4. Just 1 bounce over mid-on, who'd just come up a bit shorter. And that's a boundary, 4 runs.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So 9 down, but going out fighting. Who's bowling next?
Rana Naveed is bowling next.
Naveed returns.
People's mullet.
What can he do? Can he finish off the innings of these plucky but ultimately genetically challenged Ginger Dread men? What's going to happen? And, well, it's who's on strike at the moment, scorer?
Side bottom.
Side bottom. Well, he's really doing good. That's the top scorer in the innings now, as he moves on to 34 with that huge monster 6. Straight back over the bowler's head. So on 34 now, 1 more than Johnny Best, so 33. Really a strong rearguard action here for the 2nd game in a row from the Ginger Dread men. Naveed continues, his mullet gently bobbing in the breeze as he comes in. And that's 3 runs this time to side bottom. He's doing a really grand job here. Just run along the ground to deep, and they managed to sprint through for 3. That brings Lloyd Pope onto strike, and again 3. They're doing a really good job of rotating the strike here. He tucks that into the leg-hand side, and, well, they're looking very sweaty and flushed here as they're doing a lot of running. Will this ultimately cost them in the long run? Who knows? And again, 4 runs this time for side bottom. Well, he's into the frivolous 40s, as they're called, and nothing is more frivolous than Ryan Sidebottom's hair.
2 plus 2 is a member.
Indeed, those locks looking extra buoyant now as he picks up another 3. They're doing a really good job sharing the burden here as he just edges that one along the ground, and they manage to get to a vacant area, and they manage to get back for the 3rd run. So Pope again, Lloyd, not the Ollie variety. He just drops it into the offside for a single, and they come through very effectively. And here's side bottom back on strike again. No, edging closer here.
That was the last ball of the over.
So Lloyd Pope retains strike. Who's the next lambs to the slaughter in the bowling stakes?
Stokes is the man to finish off.
Stokes.
Is he carrying on?
Yeah.
Or is he coming back? No,
he's coming. He's been on once before, but not last over. No,
he's not getting a jingle.
No, right. He's so Stokes looking to poop the party here, but no, that's Pope. Lloyd pumps it back over his head for 6, just plants the foot, straight bat, holds the pose. Take that, Ben Stokes.
Oh, I think we lost Tim.
Oh.
He's frozen.
All right, better take over then.
At the Danube.
Right, Stokes coming into bowl to side bottom, isn't it? He's on strike.
Yeah. Oh, he's coming back. Hold on, he's connecting.
Yeah, slight change of scenery there. We're back, so I didn't miss anything, did I?
No, not yet. We're just about to. Can you see?
Yeah, sorry, let me just turn my video back on. Apologies for this. Bear Ben Stokes being held up there. There we go. So that was a 6 to Lloyd Pope last ball, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Excellent. So Stokes back into Pope. And it's another 6. Well, this is getting very squeaky bum time here. As he just plants this into the side screen.
Let's talk about 6. Let's talk about 6. Let's talk about 6.
Can you get rid of your other screen, Tim?
Not easily. It will go in a minute as the other computer catches up.
Okay.
I'm sure it will go in a minute. So Lloyd Pope on to 26 now. They're getting closer and closer, and that's another 3. Well, this is extraordinary. They're just working it into leg hand side again. They're leaving a lot of room vacant there. So we bring side bottom back on facing Stokes. And there's 6 runs. Well, this is unbelievable. Again, just planting, standing and delivering. And goes down to tap the pitch. Stokes not looking happy.
Stokes saying to himself, I'm supposed to be the one involved in heroic last wicket stands, not the opposition. Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Is this it? Is this all over? A sad end. It's a no ball! Who would have thought? Well, Grubby shaking his head now. That declaration decision looking ever more foolish by the moment. But there's no.
I'm sorry, Smokey. You were over the line. That's a foul.
So, and it's another 6. Who's scoring these 6s? It's side bottom, isn't it?
Oh, he's got a 50 as well.
My word.
Let's give him a jingle for that. One of these.
50 runs.
First of the game, isn't it?
You're 50 runs.
No, we've had a few.
Well done, well done, well done. 50 runs. You're 50 runs. The job is only just begun.
So, our bottom 56, is that now, scorer?
Yep, 56.
Excellent. So, still Stokes into side bottom. It's getting very close now. What's going to happen here? And that's 3 runs for side bottom too. Is that the last ball of the over?
It was, yes.
Yeah.
So, I make that 208 for 9 now, if I'm not much. I hope I managed to keep up. Is that right, scorer?
207.
207. What's side bottom on at the moment?
59.
He is. Thank you.
And Lloyd Pope is on?
And Pope is on 27.
27. There we go. And we've had a no ball as well, haven't we? So, yes, 207 for 9. Just 18 runs shy of unexpected glory now. You can see.
Right.
Grubby's head quaking in the dugout. Who's going to come on and try and break the hearts of those gingerbread men?
Doug the Rug's coming on.
Doug the Rug. There he is, second over.
His ball patch shows on
Is it side bottom on strike?
Yes.
Side bottom on strike, looking to break the hearts of the Wevo Shaughnessy here. What can they do? And it's so close. 2 runs edged, but through the slips. No one picking up. Everyone leaving it for everyone else. Side bottom moves on to 61. The target draws closer. That's 3 runs. That will do no harm to their cause at all. Just nudges it into the leg side. And the fielder doesn't pick it up cleanly, and they manage to come back for the third. 212 now. Only 30 runs. Is that a 6?
Yes.
That's 6 runs. My word. Lloyd Pope getting in on the action here now. 33. He's gone to Johnny Bairstow's score. This last player is doing a stonking job. 218. Wow. This could be a glorious win. Just 7 runs needed now. There's 6 of them. The scores are tied. Who would have thought? Lloyd Pope on 39. Anything but an appeal here, but even then a no ball would seal it. What's it going to be? There's the single. They've done it. Drops it into the leg side, or as I've been calling it, the leg hand side for the whole game, but it's done no harm. What a result. The heroes. Ryan side bottom, finished on 65, I think, Jules. 65?
He got 64, but that brought up the 100 partnership.
100 partnership, fantastic.
40 from Pope, 64 from side bottom. But it might still not be enough for the gingerbread men to go through. We're going to have to wait for the the last game of the group. But WeVo Shaughnessy, what a game, Grubby! Thank you very much.
Terrific. Well, I feel the tournament really come alive.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been disappointed if I had lost. You're a fine coach of these balding wonders. But yes, well, what a game! What a game!
Yeah, well, we're living by the sword, but that's 3 declarations on the trot. That's definitely the first time in Dickwella-Broad Owzat Trophy history that's ever happened. But will it come back to haunt us in the final reckoning? Terrific game today, 100 partnership from the 10th wicket pair, and all credit to the Red Heroes.
Absolutely, bottling up all the abuse they've received over the years, these ginger men, and unleashing it in a final fury on the balding men, who are maybe full of testosterone but are not full of victory today.
Exactly. I'm going to go and give my red-haired wife some abuse after this, just to take it out on someone.
Yeah, we're going to go and apply some after sun, and hopefully stock up on some more factor 50 for the semis if it happens. We'll have to wait for the last result of the group though. Awesome times.
Well played.
Excellent.
And thanks, Jules, and thanks to Bear as well.
Yeah, thanks.
Our pleasure as always. We are back. I don't know when we're back. Well, I think we're back Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Naughty Boys versus somebody. I can't remember. I could get it up actually, and then I could tell you the truth. On Wednesday. What date are we on at the moment?
30th.
Yeah, it'll be the 3rd of June.
Fat lot of use 11 taking on the Specky 11.
Oof. Clash of the Titans.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So we'll be back at 3 o'clock then. Look forward to seeing you all then, and we shall say goodbye for now. Say goodbye, people.
Cheerio.
Bye bye, people.
Ciao.
Bye.
Guerilla Cricket. Whoa. Guerilla Cricket. Whoa. Guerilla. Take guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time has come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with